A very good evening to all of you. You're watching News Tonight. My name is Aditi Nagpal Girotra. Let's get the news rolling with the headlines first. Leaders of SAARC nations to hold video conference on Sunday to chalk out joint strategy to fight novel coronavirus as worldwide death toll from COVID-19 crosses 5,000. Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe says Tokyo Olympic Games to go ahead as planned. Government approves use of grants earmarked for State Disaster Response Fund to fight coronavirus. Funds may be used to procure essential equipment and quarantine facilities. Rashtrapati Bhavan cancels Padme Awards ceremony as a precaution. Mobile phones to become costlier after GST on them increased from 12 to 18%. Interest to be levied on net tax liability from 1st July for delayed GST payments. Government committed to provide better health facilities to citizens, says Home Minister Amit Shah at AIIMS convocation ceremony in Rishikesh, urges doctors to provide health services in remote areas and asserts that AIIMS will be open in every state. And second phase of budget session of Parliament most productive this week. Rajya Sabha records productivity of 82.6% in second week compared to just over 9% in the first week. Two important bills also passed this week. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lead India at a video conference of SAARC nations on Sunday at 5 p.m. The leaders of the SAARC nations, including Bhutan, Nepal, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, the Maldives and Pakistan, decided to come together to tackle the novel coronavirus outbreak after Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged them to chalk out a common strategy to fight COVID-19. The threat posed by the novel coronavirus outbreak seems to have spurred the spirit of cooperation among countries, with Pakistan also expressing willingness to join the video conference. Stepping up its countermeasures against the pandemic, the Home Ministry on Saturday issued a two-page directive to all states, specifying list of items eligible for State Disaster Response Fund and norms of assistance. The centre said grants earmarked under the State Disaster Response Fund can be utilised to procure essential equipment and take measures to quarantine people in order to combat the coronavirus outbreak. Medical camps may also be provided by National Health Mission. India has 84 confirmed novel coronavirus cases as on Saturday. Of these, 10 are fully recovered and discharged from various hospitals, and over 4,000 are under surveillance who came in contact with the coronavirus positive cases. India has recorded 2 deaths due to coronavirus so far.
डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट के तहत राज्य सरकार की निधियों और एनएचएम की निधियों के साथ साथ राज्य के डिज़ास्टर रिस्पांस कोष से भी फंड निकाल सकते हैं। केंद्र सरकार ने इस फंड के प्रयोग में केंद्र सरकार सहयोग करेगी। गृह मंत्रालय ने निम्नलिखित आइटमों के लिए एसडीआरएफ के प्रयोग के लिए राज्यों को विस्तार में दिशा निर्देश जारी किए हैं। मृत व्यक्तियों के लिए परिवार को एक्स ग्राशिया भुगतान, कोविड-19 पॉजिटिव व्यक्ति जिसे अस्पताल में भर्ती होने की ज़रूरत है उसे सहायता, क्वारंटाइन नमूने लेने और स्क्रीनिंग के उपाय, प्रभावित और क्वारंटाइन कैंपों, होम क्वारंटाइन को छोड़कर में रखे गए लोगों के लिए अस्थायी आवास भोजन, कपड़े, मेडिकेयर या क्लस्टर कंटेनमेंट ऑपरेशन के लिए प्रावधान।
Health Ministry Special Secretary Sanjeev Kumar also said that the Mahan Airlines will be fetching a group of Indians from Iran to Mumbai tonight. Similarly, a special Air India flight will be sent to Milan to bring the stranded Indian students from Italy. The Special Secretary added that the government has extended facility of COVID-19 testing laboratories to 52 in the country.
महान एयर की एक फ़्लाइट ईरान में फंसे भारतीयों को लेकर आएगी, जो आज मध्य रात्रि में यानी मिडनाइट में मुंबई पहुंच जाएगी। इसके अलावा एयर इंडिया का एक विशेष विमान आज मिलान, इटली से भारतीय विद्यार्थियों को लेकर आएगा। अब हमारे देश में कोविड-19 के 84 मामलों की पुष्टि हो गई है। इनमें से 10 पूरी तरह ठीक हो गए हैं और उन्हें डिस्चार्ज कर दिया गया है। इन मामलों के संपर्क व्यक्तियों का पता लगाने के लिए सक्रिय प्रक्रिया जारी है और अब तक 4000 से अधिक संपर्क व्यक्तियों की पहचान हो गई है, जिन्हें सर्विलेंस में रखा गया है। देश में कोविड-19 के कारण हुई दूसरी मौत का मामला पश्चिम दिल्ली से 68 वर्षीय एक बुजुर्ग महिला का है।
Himachal Pradesh has announced closure of all educational institutions and cinema halls till 31st March. No confirmed case of COVID-19 has been found so far in Himachal Pradesh. All educational institutions in West Bengal will also remain shut till end of this month in the wake of coronavirus threat. Board examinations will, however, continue as per schedule. In Goa as well, all academic institutions will be closed from 16th to 31st of March. Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant said that thermal scanners will be installed at railway stations, airports as well as MPT Fort. Each passenger entering and leaving the state will be scanned.
सबको इंस्ट्रक्शन गया है कि फ्रॉम आज से 31 मार्च तक स्कूल, कॉलेजेस सब कुछ बंद रहेंगे। बट इसमें जो बोर्ड एग्ज़ाम्स हैं 10th स्टैंडर्ड और 12th स्टैंडर्ड, उसके जो पेपर हैं उस दिन उनका पेपर ज़रूर होगा। उनके पेपर के लिए कुछ रेस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है, वो पेपर तभी होना चाहिए, तो उनकी सिर्फ एग्ज़ाम कंडक्ट होगी। दिस इज़ वन द कंपलसरी। द सेकेंड, हम कंपलसरी लिस्ट में सिनेमा हॉल हम बंद कर रहे हैं, सभी पब्लिक स्विमिंग पूल हम बंद कर रहे हैं, सभी पब्लिक जिम्स हम बंद कर रहे हैं और कैसीनो इंडस्ट्रीज़ 31 मार्च तक हम उनको कंपलसरी बंद करने के लिए उनको कह रहे हैं।
The Ministry of Home Affairs on Saturday announced that the Padme Awards ceremony, which was scheduled to be held on 3rd April, has been postponed. The ministry said the new date and time of the ceremony will be announced later. The decision has been taken as a precautionary measure in view of the coronavirus outbreak. The deadly virus has infected at least 84 people across the country so far. The Supreme Court has decided to limit its functioning due to the novel coronavirus pandemic and hold hearing of only 6 out of 15 benches on Monday. The 6 benches will take up for hearing only urgent matters and no persons except lawyers concerned will be allowed inside its courtrooms. A notification issued by the Apex Court also said that no constitution bench or special bench matters would be taken up. The circular said a revised list of matters to be taken up by these benches would be issued and the benches for next Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday would be notified later. On Monday and Friday of every week, the Apex Court usually functions with 15 benches and take up mostly miscellaneous matters. The Delhi High Court also took preventive measures to prevent the spread of novel coronavirus in court premises and decided to hear only urgent matters from 16th March. It also decided not to insist on personal appearance of parties unless it is indispensable. The High Court issued an advisory for regulating the entry of litigants in district courts to avoid crowding. It suggested that video conferencing facilities be put to optimum use for recording evidence. The deadly coronavirus has killed over 5,000 people across the world and has infected more than 134,000 people globally. In China, 13 new coronavirus deaths have been reported, taking the toll to 3,189, while the confirmed cases rose to over 81,000. US President Donald Trump had on Friday declared a national emergency over the outbreak that has claimed 41 lives in the country. The infection has spread across 46 US states with nearly 17,000 positive cases. The declaration of a national emergency allows access to up to $50 billion in federal funds to combat the fast-spreading pandemic. Italy, which is one of the worst hit countries outside China, has so far recorded 17,660 infections and 1,268 deaths from the virus. In Spain, over 1,500 new cases of coronavirus were reported between Friday and Saturday, raising its total to 5,753 cases, the second highest number of positive cases in Europe after Italy. More than 130 people have died of the viral infection in the country. Germany's total confirmed cases on Saturday stood at 3,062, while 6 people have lost their lives due to the virus. Schools will be shut in most German states from Monday until the Easter holiday in April. The virus has killed another 97 people in Iran, taking the overall death toll in the country to 611. A total of 12,729 people have been infected with COVID-19 in the country. Considering the virus situation globally, WHO has said that Europe has now become the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic, with more reported cases and deaths than the rest of the world combined, apart from China. The 39th GST Council took an array of decisions. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced that interest will be levied on net tax liability from 1st of July for delayed GST payments. She said the GST Council has asked Infosys to deploy more skilled manpower and increase capacity of hardware of GST network to ensure that the system is glitch-free. The Council has also asked Infosys to provide a better groomed GSTN system by July 2020.
And a few expectations of the Council have been decided, which will be now formally informed to Infosys. The demand for more skilled manpower has been agreed to. The demand for better hardware to be brought in to enhance capacity from the 1.5 maximum peak saturation number will be enhanced to 3 lakhs. And if it is got to be enhanced to 3 lakhs, that capacity addition in terms of hardware has also been agreed to by the Council. Also, what he thought would require time till January 2021 for him to successfully complete in stages, various stages having various mileposts achieved, so on till January 2021. We have asked from the Council, and that is our expectation we are giving him, saying the several mileposts will have to be brought closer to each other, and what he otherwise aimed at finishing by January 2021 will now have to be finished by July 2020.
The GST Council decided to increase GST rates on mobile phones to 18% from 12% with effect from 1st April. The Council also decided to slash GST on maintenance, repair, overhaul services for aircraft to 5% from 12%, while the tax rate on handmade and machine-made matchsticks has been rationalized to 12%. The Council, in its meeting chaired by the Finance Minister, decided to waive late fee for delayed filing of annual returns for financial year 2018, financial year 2019 by entities with a turnover of less than Rs 2 crore.
It was decided to raise the GST rate on mobile phones and specified parts presently which are attracting 12% to be taxed at 18%. Furnishing of reconciliation statement in the form of GSTR 9C for the financial year, specifically for the financial year 2018-19, for all taxpayers having aggregate turnover below 5 crores.
With this, we'll slip into a short break, but we'll be back soon. Stay tuned with us.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Frank Rausen Pereira, at 9:30 p.m.
A walkthrough into the narrative of Indian heritage, an enlightening experience of our culture, an interactive museum with an array of parliamentary records. Come and spend some time in the Parliament Museum. Story of Indian democratic heritage.
What are some key legislations introduced in Rajya Sabha? Some of the key legislations introduced in Rajya Sabha are the Indecent Representation of Women Bill 1986, the Indian Succession Bill 1991, and the Marriage Laws Bill 1999.
Welcome back. You're still with us on News Tonight. After a mere 9.5% productivity during the first week of the second part of the budget session 2020, Rajya Sabha saw an upward spike of 82.6% productivity during the second week.
In the 3 days of sitting scheduled for this week, the House sat for 13 hours and 38 minutes against the scheduled 16 hours. Though the House lost 5 hours and 51 minutes, the members skipped lunch and sat for extra hours for 3 hours and 58 minutes, resulting in an effective loss of only 1 hour and 53 minutes. Out of the 2 hours of question hour scheduled, 1 hour was successfully completed this week. On 13th March 2020, 9 starred questions were raised during question hour. Question hour on 11th March 2020 was lost due to forced adjournment, while on 12th March 2020 it was dispensed with to take up the government's legislative business. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2020, the Mineral Laws Amendment Bill 2019 were introduced, discussed and passed by the House on 12th March 2020. One money bill, the Direct Tax Vivad Se Vishwas Bill 2020 was introduced, discussed and returned to Lok Sabha on 13th March 2020. The House also agreed to amendments made by Lok Sabha to the Constitution Scheduled Tribes Order Amendment Bill 2019 on 11th March 2020. One suo motu statement regarding situation of Indians stranded in Iran due to COVID-19 was made by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on 11th March 2020. A short duration discussion on the recent law and order situation in some parts of Delhi was taken up on 12th March. The discussion lasted 4 hours and 15 minutes and saw the participation of 21 members, with Home Minister Amit Shah replying. 19 zero-hour submissions and 7 special mentions were also taken up during the week. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Madhya Pradesh Assembly Speaker has accepted the resignations of 6 former ministers, all supporters of Jyotiraditya Scindia, who resigned from the Congress recently and joined the BJP. Earlier in the day, Madhya Pradesh BJP submitted a memorandum to Governor Lalji Tandon demanding a floor test by division of votes and not voice vote before the budget session begins on Monday. The Congress-led Kamal Nath government is on the brink after Scindia revolted and joined the BJP, leading to several of his supporter MLAs tendering their resignations. The BJP has demanded that the trust vote be done on Sunday, a day before the budget session begins.
22 विधायकों ने इस्तीफा दिया है और उन्होंने अनेकों बार ये स्पष्ट किया है वीडियो जारी करके कहा है कि उन्होंने अपने विधायक पद से त्यागपत्र दे दिया है। कमलनाथ जी की सरकार अब अल्पमत में है, बहुमत खो दिया है और ऐसी स्थिति में सरकार चलाने का सरकार चलाने का कोई भी संवैधानिक अधिकार वर्तमान मुख्यमंत्री और सरकार के पास नहीं है और इसलिए हमने ये मांग की है कि सबसे पहले 16 मार्च से पहले भी, क्योंकि ऐसी स्थिति में जब अल्पमत की सरकार है, महामहिम राज्यपाल महोदय के अभिभाषण का कोई अर्थ नहीं है, बजट सत्र का कोई अर्थ नहीं है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called for Jan Bhagidari in transforming Jammu and Kashmir as he met a 24-member delegation from Jammu and Kashmir's Apni party. In an interactive session, the Prime Minister emphasized on the importance of an administration that gives voice to the people. He also noted that democracy in the region could be strengthened through a fast-moving process of political integration. Speaking on youth empowerment, PM said that youth should act as catalytic agents for the development of the Union Territory. He also highlighted the importance of skill development and creating new employment opportunities for the youth to bring in an overall transformation of Jammu and Kashmir. Home Minister Amit Shah has said that the government is committed to providing health facilities to all the people across the country. He stated the government's aim is to create aims like a health facility in every state. The minister was addressing the second convocation ceremony of AIIMS Rishikesh in Dehradun. Amit Shah said that the government has provided health facility to 130 crore people, which is unprecedented. He also informed the gathering that the government has created 29,000 medical seats across the country under the vision Health for All. During the convocation, 250 students were conferred with degrees, whereas 132 students awarded a certificate.
मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं, लगभग आज मोदी जी के समय में 157 मेडिकल कॉलेज नए शुरुआत करने की आज घोषणा भी हुई है, स्थापित भी होने लगे, काम भी चल रहे। आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं 157 मेडिकल कॉलेज। एम्स भी अटल जी 6 बनाकर गए थे, जिसमें से एक जहां पर आपने शिक्षा दीक्षा प्राप्त की वो ऋषिकेश एम्स, मगर ये 6 एम्स थे। आज और 16 एम्स के साथ 22 एम्स का काम चालू कर दिया है और लक्ष्य रखा है हर राज्य में एक एम्स बने।
Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan, who was also present during the convocation, said that his government is working on providing better health services to all.
We have one of the most dynamic and the great visionary Prime Minister in this country, whom we know and the whole world knows as Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He has a great vision. He is a dreamer, he is a doer, he has a lot of visionary programs. For every visionary program, he has ensured that that visionary program is very meticulously implemented in this country. And for every program, he has millions and millions of beneficiaries in this country on record. And now he is living with a dream to deliver a new India to all Indians by the year 2022. He wants to restore smile on everybody's face. He wants to ensure that everybody's suffering is alleviated.
11 people, including a bride and a groom, were killed when their car collided head-on with a truck near in Sherghat, subdivision of Jodhpur, on Saturday morning. Those who died included women and children who were accompanying the newlyweds. Police and villagers rushed to the spot and initiated a rescue operation, while a crane was used to separate the mangled vehicles and extract the bodies. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed anguish over the road accident. He also wished speedy recovery of those injured. Heavy rain accompanied by hailstorm lashed parts of national capital on Saturday, causing traffic congestion on several roads. The meteorological department said that it was a cloudy morning with the minimum temperature settling a notch above the season's average at 16.4 degrees Celsius. The humidity level at 8:30 a.m. was recorded at 88%. Meanwhile, high-altitude areas in Himachal Pradesh witnessed fresh snowfall on Saturday. Snowfall occurred in Shimla, Kufri, Narkanda, Khirki and several other places. Dalhousie in Chamba district and Kufri in Shimla district experienced 20 centimeter snowfall each. Besides, several other parts of the state also received light to moderate rain. Following snowfall, cold wave conditions in Himachal Pradesh intensified as the minimum temperature decreased by a few notches. Kelong recorded the lowest temperature at minus 5.2 degrees Celsius, making it the coldest place in the state. And now let's talk about environment and climate change. Snakes face extinction as temperatures rise due to climate change, with some species losing 90% of their habitat. Global warming makes it harder for snakes to maintain their optimum body temperature, changes their habitats, and reduces food availability. Rising temperatures have made the mountaintops too hot for the snakes to feed and breed between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. during summer. Erratic rainfall also depletes the snakes' food sources, which include bush crickets and grasshoppers. There is a need to work on keeping the ecosystems functioning and reduce biodiversity loss. And with this, it's a wrap on this edition of News Tonight. Thank you so much for watching.